Have you noticed how simple everyday tasks, like getting up from a chair, carrying grocery bags, or even balancing while putting on your shoes, seem harder than they used to? You're not alone. This is happening to millions of Americans over 60. And it has a name: sarcopenia, progressive loss of muscle mass. But here's what almost no one tells you. This kind of muscle loss isn't just a normal part of aging, it's dangerous. According to Harvard Medical School, losing muscle strength is directly linked to more falls, fractures, type 2 diabetes, and even loss of independence. Worse, it starts much earlier than most people think. By age 60, you may have already lost up to 15% of the muscle mass you had at 30. By 70, that number can hit 30%. It's like the foundation of your house is slowly sinking, a little more every day. And here's the shocking part. Even people who eat well or go on daily walks are often not getting the right kind of protein to maintain or rebuild their muscles. Yes, protein. Most of us grew up hearing that eggs were the best protein out there, and they are great. But after 60, your body doesn't absorb protein the way it used to. Digestion slows down, the gut becomes less efficient, and muscles become more demanding. That's where today's big reveal comes in. There's a protein source that's more effective than eggs, according to research from McMaster University in Canada and Tufts University in Boston, two leading institutions in the field of healthy aging. This protein delivers more essential amino acids, faster, and with less strain on your digestion. It's like if an egg is a good car, this new protein is an ambulance. It gets there faster, works quicker, and rescues your strength before it disappears. And the best part? It's affordable, accessible, and you can start using it today. In this video, you'll discover: why do we lose muscle so quickly after 60? What most seniors get wrong when trying to build strength? Best food combinations to keep your muscles strong, and of course, what is this protein that's even more powerful than eggs, and how to use it the right way? But before we get into all that, tell me something. Where are you watching from? And if you want to live longer, with energy and independence, hit subscribe now to the Age with Strength channel. Here, you'll learn how to take care of your body in a simple, natural, and effective way, even after 60. All right, now let's find out what's holding your body back from rebuilding muscle, and how to change that. Why losing muscle after 60 is so dangerous. First things first. Let's be clear, this video is for informational and educational purposes only. It's not a substitute for medical advice or prescribed treatments. Always consult your doctor or a trusted healthcare provider before making any changes to your diet or supplements. Now let's get serious. Losing muscle after 60 isn't just about appearance. It's not about getting ripped or buff. We're talking about survival, quality of life, and independence. It's called sarcopenia, and it's just as dangerous as other silent chronic conditions, like high blood pressure or osteoporosis. But it has one major downside: it creeps in slowly, without obvious symptoms, and by the time you notice it, you're already struggling to climb stairs without support. According to the National Institute on Aging, losing muscle over time affects much more than just physical strength. It impacts your balance, increasing your risk of falls, your immune system, since muscle tissue helps produce proteins that fight infections, and even your mental health, because constantly feeling weak or fragile can lead to anxiety, fear, and depression. You know that older gentleman who falls at home and ends up in the hospital with a hip fracture? Most of the time, that's not just bad luck. It happens because the muscles that were supposed to protect him were already gone. And the saddest part? Many people think this is just part of getting old. But it's not. Accelerated muscle loss isn't inevitable. It's preventable, and in many cases, reversible. A lot of people over 60 think they're doing everything right to maintain their muscles. They eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, avoid fried foods, but still feel weak. And most of the time, it comes down to one mistake that seems harmless but throws everything off: eating almost all your protein in just one meal, usually lunch. The human body, especially after 60, can't store protein the way it stores fat or carbs. In other words, if you eat 40 or 50 grams of protein all at once, your body won't use it all. It takes what it needs in the moment, and the rest goes to waste. Plus, as we age, the body develops something called anabolic resistance. It's like your muscles get more stubborn, and they need regular doses of protein throughout the day to stay active and strong. The ideal approach, according to researchers at Tufts University, is to spread your protein intake across your 3 main meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, with at least 25 to 30 grams at each dot. But that's not the only mistake. Another common issue is underestimating the power of small daily workouts. Many people think you can only build muscle at the gym, lifting heavy weights, doing endless reps, but that's simply not true. Studies show that simple exercises using your own body weight, done consistently, are more than enough to activate muscles and stimulate growth even in older adults. So, if you really want to see results, you need to combine 2 things: the right amount of protein at the right times daily movement, even if it's light. But consistent in the next few minutes, you'll learn which proteins are good, which ones aren't so great, and which one works even better than eggs in your body. And if you're enjoying the content so far, go ahead and give this video a like. It helps YouTube show it to more people who also want to age with strength and health, good versus bad proteins. What really works after 60, now that you know both the amount and timing of protein matter, a lot of people think all they need is some meat, chicken, or eggs, and they're good to go. But the truth is quite different, especially after 60. As we age, the body goes through changes that directly affect how well we absorb and use the protein we eat. It's like your body used to be a new sponge soaking everything up quickly, and now, with time, it's become a more worn sponge. It only absorbs well when the protein is top quality. In the right amount, and at the right time, let's break this down into 2 simple groups. Good proteins for people over 60. These are proteins with high biological value, rich in essential amino acids. Especially good proteins for people over 60. These are proteins with high biological value, rich in essential amino acids, especially leucine, which is the key trigger for muscle growth. Fish, salmon, tuna, tilapia, easy to digest, high protein, and rich in anti-inflammatory omega-3 skinless chicken. Light, affordable, and high in leucine eggs, excellent source. Though with some limitations, we'll cover that soon. Plain Greek yogurt, high in casein. Great to have before bed. Cottage cheese, a light protein-rich, budget-friendly option. Lentils and chickpeas. Good plant-based choices when paired with brown rice isolated or hydrolyzed whey protein, the best fast-absorbing option. We'll get into that next. And what about the less effective or problematic proteins? Not every protein source works well for the body after 60. Processed meats like bacon, sausage, ham, and salami. Yes, they contain protein, but they're also packed with sodium, saturated fat, and chemical additives. Fatty cuts of red meat, like ribs or prime rib, harder to digest and inflammatory for the body. Generic supplements and artificial shakes, often loaded with sugar and low-quality ingredients. Industrial protein products like bars with corn syrup and preservatives. These may say high protein on the label, but your body pays the price. Remember, what you eat should nourish you, not just fill your stomach. Now, let's talk about eggs. For many years, eggs were considered the gold standard of protein, and honestly, they are excellent. They contain all essential amino acids. They're affordable, versatile, and easy to cook. But there is an important catch. Egg protein is absorbed more slowly by the body, and it requires more digestive effort. For younger adults, that's not a big issue. But after 60, this slower digestion means less protein actually reaches the muscles at the right time, reducing its benefits. That's why researchers focused on healthy aging, like those at the Nutrition Institute at the University of Florida, have started recommending fast-absorbing protein sources for active older adults. And that brings us to a specific type of protein, one with a high leucine content, rapid absorption. It's more efficient than eggs and can deliver real results fast. Curious to know what it is? The protein that works better than eggs and how it supports your body. The protein that studies show is more effective than eggs at building and maintaining muscle mass after 60 is the well-known and often misunderstood whey protein. But hold on, we're not talking about just any whey protein. And no, we're not suggesting you start bodybuilding. The idea here is to show you how this protein, when used the right way, can become one of your biggest allies for maintaining strength, balance, and independence as you age. Why does whey protein work better than eggs for older adults? Simple: speed and efficiency. Whey is extracted from milk and contains all essential amino acids. With a high concentration of leucine, the amino acid that flips the switch, for muscle synthesis, it's like the match that lights the fire in your muscles. But the key is to choose the isolated or hydrolyzed forms. Isolated whey goes through a process that removes almost all lactose and fat, making it light and easy to digest. Hydrolyzed whey, even more refined, it's pre-broken into smaller peptides, which are easier to absorb, especially for those with slower digestion. Studies from McMaster University in Canada showed that older adults who consumed whey protein immediately after light exercise experienced a significant boost in muscle strength in just a few weeks more than those who consumed eggs or other traditional protein sources. And the best part, whey can easily be added to your daily routine, in small amounts, safely and conveniently. How to use whey after 60. Here's a simple guide. How much? 20 to 30 grams of protein per serving, about 1 scoop, when ideally right after any physical activity, even light ones like walking, resistance band exercises, or stair climbing. If you don't work out, you can have it with breakfast, paired with fruit and oats. How to prepare? Mix with water, plant-based milk, or low-fat dairy milk. Avoid mixing with sugary juices or high-sugar recipes. If you're sensitive to lactose, choose isolated or hydrolyzed whey protein. These contain almost no lactose and usually don't cause discomfort. But here's an important reminder. Whey is a supplement, not a meal replacement. It shouldn't replace full meals or be used in excess. It's a smart tool to help your body make the most of what you're already doing to stay healthy. Always talk to your doctor or a registered dietitian before starting any supplement, especially if you have kidney issues, diabetes, or take medications regularly. Whey protein is excellent, yes, but it's not the only way to support your muscles after 60. In fact, the ideal approach is to maintain a diet rich in natural protein sources that work together throughout the day, giving your body everything it needs to preserve or even rebuild muscle mass. Here are some of the best high-protein foods for people over 60. All common in American diets and easy to add to your routine. Plain Greek yogurt, unsweetened, rich in casein, a slow-digesting protein that helps keep you nourished for longer. Great for breakfast or as a bedtime snack. Pair with berries and seeds to boost its nutritional value. Boiled or scrambled eggs with minimal oil, while not the fastest absorbing option. Eggs are still a great source, especially when spaced out across the day. You can also add extra egg whites to increase protein intake without too many extra calories. Light fish, like tilapia, cod, wild salmon, a high-quality protein source with the bonus of omega-3s, which help fight inflammation and joint pain. Choose baked or grilled preparations. Avoid breaded versions. Cottage cheese or ricotta, rich in protein and low in fat. They're easy to chew and digest, ideal for those who have trouble with meat. Great in salads, snacks, or as filling. For light wraps, shredded or grilled chicken, one of the most complete sources of protein with excellent digestibility. Prefer skinless chicken breast, well seasoned with natural herbs, and avoid frying or heavy sauces. Beans, lentils, and chickpeas. Plant-based protein sources rich in fiber and minerals. Tip: to increase absorption, pair them with a source of vitamin C like lemon juice or a tomato salad. And don't forget to soak the legumes before cooking to reduce antinutrients. Pumpkin, chia, and flax seeds, small but powerful. They pack a good amount of protein, plus fiber and healthy fats. Sprinkle them over fruit, yogurt, or smoothies. Ideal protein-rich plate model for older adults. You can think of each meal as a support team for your body. Breakfast, Greek yogurt with chia and fruit. 1 slice of whole grain bread with cottage cheese. Lunch, grilled chicken with brown rice and beans green salad with olive oil. Dinner, baked tilapia with sweet potato mash plus steamed vegetables. This model balances animal and plant proteins, complex carbs and fiber. Everything a mature body needs. And if you need an extra protein boost on workout days or when your appetite is low, whey protein can be added to your breakfast or post-exercise routine. The best time to consume. Protein after 60. Let's talk about something that might seem like a small detail, but actually makes a huge difference. the timing of your protein intake. This is one of the most common and easiest to fix mistakes that can hinder muscle health after 60. The ideal distribution, protein at every meal. Many older adults still follow the traditional eating pattern. Light breakfast with bread, coffee, and maybe a piece of fruit. Heavier lunch with meat, rice, and beans. Light dinner with almost. But science shows that this model doesn't support the aging body. According to a study from the University of Texas Medical Branch, when protein is evenly distributed throughout the day, instead of being concentrated at lunch or dinner, the body can synthesize up to 25% more muscle mass. In other words, it's not just how much protein you consume, but when you consume it, how to apply it in practice, the 30-30-30 model. Here's a simple and effective strategy. Breakfast, 25 to 30 grams of protein. Example, Greek yogurt plus chia seeds plus scrambled eggs plus whole grain toast lunch, 25 to 30 grams of protein. Example, grilled chicken plus brown rice plus beans plus vegetables dinner, baked fish plus sweet potato plus salad plus cottage cheese. This consistency sends a clear message to your body. We're ready to stay strong. Go ahead and build muscle. And what about nighttime? Is eating protein before bed a good idea? Yes, having a light, protein-rich dinner can support overnight muscle recovery, especially if your protein intake was low during the day. Casein protein, found in cottage cheese or yogurt, is slow digesting and provides a gradual release of amino acids while you sleep. Think of it this way. While your body is resting, it's also rebuilding, and to rebuild, it needs raw material. In other words, protein. Remember, this doesn't mean overeating. It means distributing what you already consume more effectively and making smarter, more caring choices for your body. Foods that block protein absorption and should be avoided. Already learned which protein sources are best, how and when to eat them, and how to combine them with exercise to preserve your strength. But there's one detail many people overlook, and it could be silently sabotaging all your efforts. Certain foods and habits can interfere with your body's ability to digest and absorb protein. It's like trying to fill a bucket full of holes. You keep pouring, but it keeps leaking. Let's take a look at the main culprits of poor protein absorption after 60 and what you can do to avoid them. Refined sugars, especially when combined with protein sweets, sodas, white bread, cakes, and processed desserts, cause insulin spikes that disrupt protein metabolism. They also promote chronic inflammation and slow muscle recovery. Avoid combining protein with very sugary foods in the same meal. Excess alcohol. Alcohol inhibits muscle protein synthesis and interferes with liver function, a key organ in protein metabolism. Even small but frequent amounts, like a daily glass of wine, can impair performance, especially if muscle weakness is already present. Cut back or save it for special occasions. Sodas, even diet ones, ingredients in sodas, such as phosphoric acid and artificial sweeteners, hinder the absorption of minerals like calcium, magnesium, and zinc, all crucial for muscle activation. On top of that, their acidity disrupts protein digestion in the stomach. Swap them for lemon water, herbal teas, or sparkling water with fruit slices. Too much coffee or black tea near meals. Excess caffeine can interfere with the absorption of iron and other nutrients that work alongside protein in muscle recovery. Ideally, avoid caffeinated drinks for at least 1 hour before or after your main meals. Antinutrients in improperly prepared grains, beans, lentils, whole grains, and cereals are healthy, but if not properly prepared, they contain phytates and oxalates that block the absorption of zinc, iron, and calcium, all essential for protein synthesis. The solution: always soak legumes and grains for 8 to 12 hours before cooking, and discard the soaking water. Medications that reduce stomach acid like omeprazole and similar drugs, these medications commonly used for reflux or gastritis, lower stomach acid, which is necessary for breaking down and digesting protein. Long-term use can significantly reduce the absorption of essential nutrients. Never stop taking medication on your own. Talk to your doctor about possible alternatives or adjustments. If you're on long-term use, if there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, it's that you are not too old to start over. Your body still responds. Your muscles still have memory. And your health, no matter how fragile it may seem today, can be transformed with small, consistent actions at 60, 70, or even 80 years old. There's still time to strengthen your legs, steady your steps, open jars with your own hands. Get out of bed with more energy and look in the mirror with pride. It doesn't matter if you've never been into fitness. The strength you need isn't in a gym or an expensive supplement, it's in daily conscious choices. Eating well, moving your body, sleeping better, loving your body as it is, and caring for it with respect. And if you've made it this far, it means you're already seeking that change. That alone sets you apart. Now, let me make you a special invitation. Did you know there are natural, safe, and affordable ways to manage blood pressure, sleep better, improve digestion, and even help control diabetes? If you're looking for a more natural and effective way to care for your health, check out the Natural Healing Guide ebook. It brings together the best of natural medicine, with tips on teas, herbs, essential oils, functional foods, and practical everyday solutions. All explained simply, clearly, and with the care you deserve. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. Take advantage. Your health will thank you. And to wrap up, tell me in the comments below, which of today's tips are you going to apply first? Or, if you prefer, just comment the word strength to show that you're committed to your health and longevity. See you in the next